Hi guys, I'm Dan Reichard. I'm a fifth grade teacher at Kate Waller Baird Elementary School in Stafford County, Virginia. I'm the 2018 Washington Post Teacher of the Year and the 2019 Virginia Region 3 Teacher of the Year. So, congratulations, you have made it to the end of your first year of teaching. Probably the most exhilarating, exhausting year of teaching that you've ever experienced. I can remember thinking back to my first year of teaching. At the end, I was totally exhausted and ready for a mental break. But today, I'm going to talk to you guys about reflecting back on that first year and also planning forward for the future. So, a couple of things that I do in my classroom to reflect back on my first year of teaching. And I'm going to kind of break it down for you guys based on the student reflection and then the teacher reflection. So first of all, I have my students reflect in a couple of ways because their feedback is incredibly valuable to me and my growth as a teacher. So one of the things that I do with my fifth graders at the end of the school year is I have them complete a top 20 for the year. So I have my students brainstorm the top 20 favorite activities, tasks, lessons, absolutely anything, memories, moments, and I have them make that top 20 list. That's really helpful for me planning forward because, I'm all about making sure that my students are totally engaged in the learning and I want to make sure I respond to their needs. So, based on what they're telling me, if they really love this lesson and I see it consistently on a ton of different student top 20 lists, then I want to make sure I bring that back next year. And maybe I really love this lesson, but none of the students in my room wrote that on their top 20. Maybe that's something I want to refine or revise and think about changing for the coming year. Also, you can conduct surveys and exit interviews. Typically, I actually take my guided reading groups at the end of the year. I just turn on my voice recorder on my phone and I just have a conversation with my kids. I have a conversation about what do you remember about this year? What was your favorite part? What are some things that I can improve? And then finally, I create a Google form for my students, asking them feedback about everything that we went through this school year. Just so that once again, I have that feedback and I'm really listening to what my students are telling me. That's just such a great way, guys, to reflect back, and it gives such authentic feedback to you as a teacher for the coming year. As a teacher reflection, something that I do is I just make a brainstorm list or journal or write all the different things that I really want to focus on for the coming school year. Areas of reflection, areas for growth, and then that is actually something I use as I plan forward for the coming school year. So, switching gears, planning forward, the first thing that you guys need to do is just take a break from school for a bit. I know it is incredibly difficult to do. You're constantly thinking about school. You constantly want to revise your classroom. But you do have to take that break and recharge, rest, get ready for the new school year. It's incredibly important for you, and it's also incredibly important for your students. Now, as soon as you're ready to start thinking about that new school year, what I would do is I typically set one goal, one growth area that I want to work on over the summer for the coming new year. I can remember, guys, at the end of my first year of teaching, I literally wanted to change, revise, implement 1,000 things. I saw my colleagues across the hall doing something cool. I'm like, oh, I really want to make that happen in my second year of teaching. The biggest thing that I learned was to, keep my goals incredibly simple and keep them focused to one particular content area, one particular strategy, something like that. So for instance, this past summer, I worked on my writing instruction. So I engaged in a book study with the Focus resource teacher at our school, a book by Donald Graves, and that is one area of growth, of focus that I wanted to work on for this school year. So I was able to spend the entire school year focused on that one area of growth. And it really helps to kind of focus and hone in on one growth area. Because I know we want to change the world and we see other people doing it this way or that way, but just kind of focusing in on one realm. The other thing that is incredibly important to me as a teacher planning forward is I think about a way to light my students up for learning for the coming school year. So I typically make a theme for that year, and that entire first week of school is about relationship building, creating that class family, rallying around our common creed and beliefs. And as you can see here behind me, our theme this year centered around the Incredibles. So I call my students a rock star. So this year was all about that rock star family. And that entire first week of school was centered completely around kind of the idea and the morals and the theme from The Incredibles. And I helped to bring that together and get all of my kids ready to step outside of their comfort zone and to have some amazing learning for the school year. So, depending on the grade that you teach, think about something that you could do to really light learning up for the year. That's something that you can do planning forward as well. Hey, I really enjoyed talking to you guys today. I hope that you found something helpful. I wish you so much continued success in the coming school year.